Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at a cordless reciprocating saw from SnapFresh. Now the other day I was on Amazon looking at possible tools to review and I came across this saw from SnapFresh. It's been quite a while since the last time I did a reciprocating saw review, so I thought it's about time I found another brand to make another reciprocating saw tool review, and in particular cordless reciprocating saws. Now that's one of the great things about my channel, is that aside from reviewing the name brand tools, I also like to try out and review other brands that you guys may not be aware of. This way I spend the time and the money to do the testing and the review so you don't have to. Otherwise, I'm sure there are many brands out there that you guys would never give a second thought to if it wasn't that I test them here and bring them to your attention. For example, SnapFresh. Have you ever heard of this brand before? Well, now you have. This saw also has a few interesting things about it that I will be pointing out along the way as I do the review. So let's open up this bad boy and see what it can do. But before we do that, if you enjoy watching honest tool and product reviews, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get notified every time I produce a new product review video. Alright, so let's see what we get inside. And this is an Amazon purchase, but instead of coming in a plain brown box, it comes in a very colorful box. And there you can see the branding right there. So let's open this baby up and see what we get. Alright, so we get the saw itself. As you can see, the saw right there. Nice looking saw. Get into that later. We get the owner's manual, which a bunch of blades to get you started. And the charger and the battery. Put this aside. Don't need that anymore. So you get the saw, a fast charger, and a 2 amp hour 20 volt battery. Plus, you get a bunch of blades. Now let me open this up and take a look at what we have for blades. Okay, so as far as the blades that you get with the saw, you get two 6-inch metal blades. You get a 6-inch and a 9-inch wood cutting blade, and you get a 9-inch tree trimming blade. So you get a lot of blades to get you started right off the bat. You don't even need to go out and buy blades. All included right in the same package. Now you get a fast charger that's supposed to charge the battery in an hour or less. I will be testing that in a little bit. And it includes the saw, the charger, and a 2 amp hour battery, a 20 volt battery. So that's a pretty good system right there. Now, at the time of shooting this video, this retails on Amazon for $76.49. You know, prices change over time, but that's what it is right now. And let me put this aside. We'll talk about that in a minute. The saw itself is a very lightweight saw. It's only 3.46 pounds, which I'm used to hauling around a DeWalt corded saw, and that thing is really heavy, so this is very lightweight. Dimension-wise, it is 16 inches long, 8 inches this way, and 3 inches in thickness. So it's not a very big, bulky saw. It's very comfortable, very convenient, easy to use. It has a variable speed trigger and a trigger safety lock up here, and it does work on both sides, so either right or left-handed, you should not have any trouble whatsoever. And it does spring back. I don't know if you can see that, but it does spring back, so it is a proper safety switch. You can see that will not work unless you push that down. And let's put in the battery. Now the battery, let's see, we have a little bit of charge, residual energy in it. I will be draining this fully and charging it fully, and I will tell you in just a little while exactly how long it takes to do that. So you pop in the battery this way right here, right there at the bottom. That's the way it looks with the battery inserted. And as you can see, no work unless you push the safety switch. Now I'm right-handed, so I do it this way, and here we go. And it is a variable speed switch. So it's a very powerful unit. It seems really good and strong. Now the blade moves at 0 to 3000 SPMs, that's stroke per minute, and the stroke of the unit is 22 millimeters. It has an LED light at the end, which is really quite rare. Show you that right there, you see right there. Really quite rare. You don't find that in most reciprocating saws. I find that very, very convenient. And it has a no blade tool changing ability. and it's built right into the head. Now, one of the things about some other saws that I have tested, some of the other saws have a little tab, a plastic tab normally, right here on the body of the saw. And you normally have to flip that up to get the blade inserted. This one doesn't have that tab, which I have pointed out before in other videos. I really don't like that because I am pretty certain that tab will break over time, and then you'll be stuck with having to figure out how to get the blade in and out without that tab working properly. This one is built into the head, and it is a metal tool right there, or tool-less changer. Let me show you right there so you can see more closely. It is a metal assembly. So that is not going to break on you, and it has a good spring to it. Man, that thing has good tension on it. I like that. It springs back quite easily. So that looks a lot more durable design to me than the tab on the side of the body. I really don't like that design. Now let me get a blade. I'll show you how to put that in. So as far as that goes, you know, like most reciprocating saws, you put the blade in, it won't go anywhere, it falls right out. So you have to move this aside, and it slips right into place, and there it is, stuck in there. So works very nicely. Take it out, you're good to go. Very, very easy. No problem at all. And in case you're wondering, this saw comes with a 1-year warranty right off the bat, and if you register on their website, you get an additional year of warranty free of charge. So you get 2 years of warranty without having to pay a dime. Unlike other places, which the warranties are shorter, like Harbor Freight, for example, which is only 90 days, and you need to pay extra to get more time. So this is really good compared to that. And the reason I bring up Harbor Freight is because this saw, if you look at the Harbor Freight saw, the Bauer saw, it is identical to this saw. And that's one of the things that attracted me to this when I saw it. It is identical to the Bauer, and it is a very lightweight, compact design. I like the ergonomics of this saw because it means the smaller and lighter the saw is, you can get it into tight places. If we're working under a counter, doing some plumbing kind of things like that, working under a sink, you're going to be in a tight, cramped area. The smaller the saw, the easier it is to work with. And I've done other videos on the Ryobi and on the Hart saws, and this one is, again, more ergonomically designed to be convenient for you. If you look at the other ones, I'll put up images as well, you can see how bulky those other saws are. This is a much lighter weight, easy to use design than the other two. And if you want to see how the others compare, I've done videos on both the Ryobi and the Hart. Go watch those videos and you can see how they compare to this one. If you're looking for different types of saws to compare and to purchase, that way you can do it all right here on my channel. You don't need to go anywhere else. And one thing also, if you're comparing this to the Bauer does not bring the LED light. It has almost the same assembly on the front, but it does not bring the LED. So that's one feature this one brings. And when you compare this one to the Bauer, this is a much better deal because this one brings you the saw, the battery, the charger, and the blades, where the Bauer version of it is tool only. So you're going to wind up spending a lot more when you buy the Bauer unit, and then you have to buy the battery and charger separately, which is an additional $50. So you get a much better deal with this, better value, getting it all together in one package. You're good to go. Open the box, you can start cutting things right away, no trouble at all. All right, so let's take a look at the battery now. Like I said, this is a 20 volt, 2 amp hour battery, which Harbor Freight is only a 1.5 amp hour battery. So what I'm going to do is I am going to drain out this residual energy that is left on here. I'm going to put it on the charger. I'm going to tell you how long it takes to charge. And this seems to be a very simple charger, not complicated like some other brands, where green means the power is on, red means it's charging, and when it goes back to green, it's fully charged. So very, very easy to understand. So I'm going to pop this on the charger. I'll be back in a few minutes, and I'll tell you exactly how long it took to charge. Okay guys, so here we are at the vise and we're ready to cut some wood. And to let you know about the battery, it is fully charged up, as you can see, and it took 1 hour to charge up this baby from nothing to fully charged. 1 hour, so that really is a rapid charger. It did a very good job. For a 2 amp hour battery, it charged it up pretty quick. Now some of the other companies, for example the Bauer or the Ryobi and so forth, they would take like an hour and a half to charge. So that's not too bad to do this right here. So we're going to start off doing this We have the saw right here to get started, and I'm going to be using the blades that came with it. As you can see, this is a SnapFresh blade, and it's made for wood. So I'm going to use the blades that came with the unit to do the cutting and see how that performs. So let me pop this right in here, and we're going to be cutting a few different pieces of wood. You can see that's locked in there. First of all, we'll start with some pallet wood, and this is a 2x3 here. Then we'll cut some bigger pieces of wood. So let's pop the battery in here, and let's see what she can do. And that is a pretty good thick piece of wood. You know, pallet wood is always really tough wood, so that's pretty good. There you go. I don't know what kind of wood they use for pallet wood, but it's always pretty tough. It seems tougher than Doug fir. I don't know if it's pressure treated or what it is. Try an angle. There you go, angle cut, no trouble at all. Let's try a 2x4. All right, so this is a 2x4. Let's see how this performs. And let's try an angle cut again. No trouble at all. And one thing to point out, I don't think I mentioned this earlier, I like the ergonomics. The rubber overmold that it has here in the front is very nice. And I like the fact that it has such a big lip right here, so your hand cannot slip forward. When you're grabbing it, you get a good grip on it, and you can push against that, and you don't have to worry about your hand slipping out and hitting the blade. So I like this design very good, both on the top and the bottom. Good lip for grabbing on there. And then you have a rubber overmold back here also, which helps reduce vibration, fatigue, all that kind of stuff. So very well made. Now let's try some metal. All right, so I switched over to a metal blade. Again, one of the blades that came with it. And let's cut a metal pipe. Let's see how it performs on this puppy. And this is a copper pipe, so most of the time if you're going to be doing some plumbing or something, that's exactly what you would be cutting through, a copper pipe. All right, and here we have a thick steel pipe. Let's see how it cuts through this baby. You can see it's steel, it's all nice and rusty. So let's see how this baby performs here. And there you have it. No trouble cutting through steel at all. Alright, so let's try cutting through some particle board shelving. This is something that may come up when you're doing a home project or something like that. So how about through some solid 3/4 inch particle board shelving? See what that'll do. And that was actually done with the metal blade because sometimes you may want to get a rather smooth cut. So with the metal blade, you can get a really clean cut. Let's try the wood blade. All right, switching back to the wood blade. Now, in case you want to do some demolition, let's see what that'll do. Angles. There you go, you can even do some sculpting with it. There you go, now you see how it performs. Okay guys, here we are back at the bench for some final thoughts on the SnapFresh 20V Cordless Reciprocating Saw. You saw it just along with me, exactly everything it did. It seemed to perform perfectly fine. Now, let me show you the battery. Always like to tell you how much battery did it consume in all the projects we just did. And it consumed about 1/3 of the battery because it breaks it up into thirds. So about 1/3 the battery used up. That's not too bad. That's rather efficient compared to some of the other ones that I have reviewed in the past. So good battery usage, very comfortable saw to work with. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. I think for home use, for getting started doing stuff around the house, this is a brand you may want to consider. If you're looking for a cordless reciprocating saw, 20V lithium ion, this is probably one that you should look at on Amazon. It comes with everything you need. No need to go buy additional things to have it work for you. Comes with the blades, the charger, the battery, the saw itself, and it works perfectly fine. So I would say take a look at it, see if it's something you might like for home use only. Obviously not professional grade, but very good for doing stuff around the house. And it cuts everything you throw at it. So I think it's a really good tool. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.